Discounts are one of the most powerful tools in e-commerce, but if you're not careful, they can slowly train your customers to stop buying unless there's a promotion running. After auditing many different e-com accounts, I've noticed that some brands use discounts strategically, while others become completely dependent on them. Today, I'll show you why discounts can slowly damage your brand, how to spot the warning signs, and what to do instead. Alright, you know me, we don't want to waste any time. Before we actually start, some quick context. Discounts are not the enemy. That's not what I want to tell you with this video. Most brands should definitely use them strategically, but the problem really starts when customers begin expecting them and just don't buy in a certain period of time because they feel like, all right, a discount is coming soon. Because when you're discounting too often, customers just stop buying at full price because they feel like, yeah, when I buy at full price now, in 2 weeks from now, there will be another discount and I should probably wait for the discount. Promotions become less exciting. You probably know it yourself. When there's something you like to have or do that you find really exciting, pretty quickly you'll get used to it and it just won't be that exciting anymore. Margins also get squeezed and revenue becomes dependent on sales periods. But why is this a problem? Because in the short term, you will get a lot of sales from running too many promotions and too many discounts, but you're basically training customer behavior. You're really training your audience like you would train your dog or something, because customers are getting used to what you're sending out and what you're showing the audience really fast. So customers learn, if I wait a few days, there will be probably another sale, or at least if I wait a few weeks, because customers already know the frequency at which you're sending out sales. And of course, every new discount reinforces that behavior, just as you would train your dog, and every new action you take, always when you take it, it reinforces that behavior. Now, I don't know why I got the example with the dog, but it kind of it kind of fits. So what are the warning signs? Most revenue comes during promotions. Of course, a lot of revenue should come during promotions, otherwise you're making some mistakes here. But compared to the periods where you're not running promotions, which should be 90 to 95% of the time, you shouldn't get more revenue out of those 5% of the time than you get out of the other 95%, if you know what I mean. Next, of course, campaigns so that discounts perform poorly. It's pretty obvious when you're running a discount every, let's say, 3 weeks or something, every 4 weeks maybe, and you see those campaigns listed in Klaviyo down here, and there's always really low numbers. And then all of a sudden, when you run a discount, the revenue will be really high. And compared to the other campaigns, and also compared to the past, campaigns are just not performing that well, which of course is caused by customers only purchasing during major sales. Now, another warning sign that is really overlooked a lot of times is the overall feel and mood in the company, because when you have constant pressure to run another offer and you're talking to each other and all of a sudden you notice, oh shoot, we need to run another discount, it's a good sign that you shouldn't run a discount for some time now, because if you have the need for running a discount, you probably shouldn't do it and probably should cut back on that frequency. Now, Leon, what should we do instead? Because when we're not running those discounts, we're really missing out on a lot of revenue because we already trained those people. And yes, I can tell you, let me really tell you, you will experience a little less revenue from email and from those retention channels over a certain period of time, over a few weeks and months. But in the long run, it's really important that you do it. You should focus on education and you should really show product benefits so that people are like, oh, all right, the product is not just at a good price, but also the product itself is good. So I might also buy the product because the quality is really nice, or the color is really nice. Another thing you can do besides showing the product benefits and showing what your product can do is increasing the perceived value by, for example, improving the packaging to a higher quality packaging that feels more luxurious, working on the price and exclusivity. Yes, trust me, for some brands, we've seen that increasing the price slightly for some products actually increases the perceived value. And this way, people are like, I want this. People desire this product more. It feels more exclusive also when you're having things like messages on email and SMS where you're telling people, oh, we're running low on this product again. You're really working with this exclusivity factor here. And then, of course, overall, you want to create better customer experiences. For example, your support should be on point, because when people are reaching out and they're buying a product at full price, which is kind of a new thing for a company at this point, you really want to make sure that you have a good customer service that helps the people and that actually prevents people from getting angry and leaving bad reviews along the way. Also, to slowly remove this behavior and kind of adapt people slowly to have running less sales, you could also try out sell alternatives. So for this, you could try out BOGO sales, so buy one, get one free. And you could definitely do that for high margin and inexpensive products, for example, tote bag or something like that, so that people are actually more inclined to buy something because it feels like higher perceived value and feels like worth purchasing. Also, you could do threshold discounts where you motivate people that when you reach a certain threshold of, let's say, $50, $100, $200, whatever your AOV is, you should always adapt it, of course. And then they get a discount or they get something else for free. Again, this is kind of lean towards the BOGO sales. Also, you could do bundles where you maybe even just make it look like the product is less expensive. So bundles don't always need to be discounted also. So you can try that out as well. And then also gifts with purchase, which is kind of the BOGO again. But these are all kind of different angles you could frame the offer. Now for the future, you should definitely use discounts strategically, especially on product launches, seasonal promotions, inventory clearance, also VIP rewards, and high leverage email flows. Every brand should have discounts in their high leverage email flows, except maybe really high AOV brands where it just doesn't make any sense to lead with discounts, and also where people don't even want discounts, but they rather want education. But it is really dependent on the brand. For 95% of the brands, you should have high leverage discounts in high leverage email flows. And then things like product launches don't happen every day. Of course, again, depending on your brand, but you probably don't launch a new product every single day. So having a product launch every 3 months, every 5 months, this is a really good cadence for having a discount on certain products where you maybe want to clear other inventory. It totally depends here. And the goal of all of this is to make customers want the product again and not just a discount, because there definitely are a lot of people that just buy the product for the sake of saving some money. Otherwise, they maybe wouldn't even need the product or wouldn't even want the product. But just because the discount is so high and just because you have so many discounts running, some people actually buy it just in case, because the product is so inexpensive. Make sure that people are actually buying the product because it is great. You should do that by improving the product quality, improving the perceived value, making people want the product, desire the product again, instead of having people buying random products because this way they're not happy with the product whatsoever, and they also won't receive happy reviews. All right, that's it with my little rant for today. And you can check out more e-com retention videos up here.